beautiful beings of the universe, welcome to now. If they just come up together and they are laughing at you on your face, probably the chances are that you are doing exactly, you are walking on your true path. Because when you're on your path of self ascension, basically you are trying to improve your own self, then there'll be a lot of people who generally they do not get along themselves well, but they all tend to come together just so that they can talk about you and they can just have a good laugh about you. Ha 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 ha. That's a very normal thing. And the true power is that you just do not let any of that affect you. That means you stay at the center of your being and you rather laugh at them because, well, honestly speaking, since you are on the path of self improvement, you do not care a shit about what others are thinking, about what others are laughing at you, or whatever shit they have to talk about you. Because the whole point is that you are pretty much self aware of where you stand. And to be honest, as an introvert, you do know that the journey that you have set in front of yourself is humongous. And you know that you are yourself a very critical person. And you know that you are yourself not meeting up to your own standards and expectations. And many times you do laugh at your own self. And there are moments of massive self hate. So no amount of hate from society can surpass that hate. So I simply feel like it's quite funny when people laugh at you because they think that it's going to penetrate you. But that's impossible for the fact that who you are is deep as an ocean. Who you are is actually an infinite being. It's like throwing daggers and weapons to an infinite, hollow, empty space. So that's how none of the critiques actually should touch a person who is aware and awake and who's spiritually very open-eyed person. So basically at that point, none of the critics of others matters to you because to you, what really matters is, are you being true to yourself? Are you being honest to yourself? Are you actually doing the things which you said you would do? Or do you shy away? None of the silly, pathetic, tiny, unimportant actions of the world outside affects you. You see, people, your neighbors who might, and the society you live in, which might be full of toxic people because they have themselves failed. And why I say they have failed is they might have money, but if they do not have the true calling for which they were born for, and they have not done that, that is a sign that they have failed. Because only somebody who has failed would make fun of somebody else who's trying. Like, how could you even laugh at somebody who's trying? That's because you are actually a mirror to show them you are doing something amazing and spectacular, which they have not done. So that's why people at work, people in society in general, or even on the street, in a shopping center, wherever, you find all those kind of people who would laugh at you or who would just, you know, make you feel that you basically try to dehumanize you. So this is a learning for you. And what is the learning in that? Is that you do not just escape that thing. You've got to learn through that. And this is a massive lesson for you. So take it like an embracement. You basically learn to embrace that pain. And that pain you've got to multiply it 10x, multiply it 20x, okay? And then see to it that none of that is actually affecting you at all. It's basically like lifting weights. So as you keep on increasing the weights, and then you feel that your body feels stronger. So it's just like that. And this too is a muscle in your mind, which you can just develop that. And like so, you're going to develop more and more resistance to the outer world. And then use all of that energy that now it does not detour you from your own center. You utilize all of that on your path that you have set for yourself. And know that all of the paths that each of us human beings on the planet have, everybody is a unique person. One might be an artist, one might be a musician, one might be a philosopher, or one might be a mix of everything. One might be just a simple housewife, but she does her job really well. The problem is somebody trying to copy somebody else's just to put them down while that is not their true calling. So, like Lord Krishna said in Gita, it's very essential that you do your own work, you do your own path that you're born to do, and you need to follow through that in a much imperfect way than doing somebody else's work in perfection. That means you need to stick to your own path. You need not just look at somebody too fancy and then copy that and say, oh, I'm going to outbeat this person because now I'm jealous and I just want to show them that, okay, you know what, I'm better than you. That's garbage. And mostly people with garbage mentality do that. And the lesson here is that you need not get bothered by that, because you need to learn to grow through all of that garbage. You see, if there's no mud, there's no lotus. So if you want your lotus of consciousness to bloom, if you want yourself to shine like that diamond, guess what? You need to learn to be in the mud. You need to learn to get beaten up, like how the goldsmith beats the gold and it smells that in the fire. But if you're just hiding behind others' comfort and you're just trying to be cushioned and trying to look for comfort and how somebody else can give me this and that, you're just playing it too safe. And though you can keep on playing your life entirely, playing it safe, but only you just realize it's going to take you nowhere. And you would feel ridiculous. So that's a man or a woman who actually is bitter. Why do you think people are bitter? It's not because it's just the situation that made them bitter. They are bitter because they never listened to their own calling. And now when somebody else who has the power to listen to their own soul, who has got the soul, they are too jealous of that person. Because soul is the most precious thing. If you don't have that, you might have billions, you're still a beggar. And that was precisely the reason why Jesus Christ was crucified. Because he was the real God. And he taught the world about love and about being so selfless. He never thought of his own personal greed and stuffs, what he can own and how he can just, hoard things for himself. And that's why people just could not take that much of vibe. They could not take that light. And they said, why is he being so perfect? Why is he actually acting like God? Because he was God. So this is the society we live in. It's so toxic that if you shine your light and if you're a positive, high vibing person with a lot of soul, you're going to develop lots of enemies. But no matter what, you must stay on your own true path. And coming from the world of spirituality about yin and yang, these are also the two natures. So you see, even the dark forces, the dark entity which the Creator has made, God has made both the two, the good and the bad. So the evil and the devil ones are also created by the Lord. And as per the rules of the playbook, if a devilish person tries to act good, it's actually not going to feel right to them. Just like how if you are a person of light and you try to act evil, somewhere inside of your own self, you will feel bad that, oh, I did not do that right. You would have that awareness, 100%, which would come knocking at you. And you would think, oh, why did I do that way? So, because the way your consciousness works is different than a person who is in the yin and the yang force. So basically the light and the dark forces. So if you are coming from that state of awareness, that does not matter, because they are just acting the way they do because they are of that energy. That's the way they are created. They are from the yin and from the yang aspect. And you coming from whatever yin or yang aspect, you got to act that way. But understand that in this game of life, two parties are there, the light and the dark, and they both have got to play. Now, if you are a party, if you belong to the light forces, like if you're a light worker, and you just think that you are too weak and, oh, you cannot fight the devil forces outside, that's a fair lie. Because if that was the case, and if only the dark forces were too strong, and that the light forces were always so much good and so much of goodness that it just leads you to weakness, that's a false thing. That means you have not truly delved deep into your own energies and forces, because you do not know that you have all of the power. Now you can use that power and play it on against the evil forces. The thing is, do you play the game? Or do you just act weak and hide in the name of light? See, if you're doing that, you're not taking full responsibility as a player, because life is a game and you've got to play. And you see to it, like if you look at the darker forces, they are constantly at play. When I say the dark forces, it's about the ignorance. So you see, ignorance is so strong. They are not stopping for 1 second. But if you, being from the light space, and if you're just acting too cool, like, it's okay, I'm just not going to fight this battle. You can do the escape button couple of times, but at certain point you would be forced in to play your part, because we are all actors, and God has made all of us like actors on the stage. And in this movie of your life, wherein you are the center of your universe and all of the other people are the actors, understand that the same very way, everybody else is playing a part in this game of life. Everybody is a center into their own life story, and you are a character into others' life story. You see what sort of game we are playing here. And if you do realize this awareness, if you do stay aware of this fact that you are actually in a game and that you are the player, and all these other people are another set of players who you play with at work, in the society you live in the place you are, or whatever, whichever part of the world you are from. Why this is essential to know is, if you are aware with where you stand and what you need to do, you can make this game interesting. Else it's very easy to just be wasted in this whole ridiculous meaningless cycle, wherein you are day in and out dealing with ridiculous people who just have got nothing to offer to you, so you basically drain your energy. You need to learn to channelize your energy and harness that power and defeat the opponent. That's the game. And if you go even deeper, well, this is just very deep thing. Like, who's the opponent exactly? As all of this external world is emanated from our own internal self, so all of the people who you feel are creating obstacles on your way are all created by you. So you created all of them. And then you see, why would I create all of them? You create all of them because if you just keep on playing this nice game in which you are winning all the time, you get too bored. It's like a child who's playing the game with their parents. And if the parents are just too nice to the kid and they just want their child to win and they keep on playing, so you say, okay, son, you just play. And the little child who's 3 or 4 year old, they keep on winning each time. And they know that the parents are just playing out like him so that he just wins the game. Then he gets bored, the child gets bored. And after a while, it says, no, I want to play, give me some more challenges. So, like that, to have more enjoyment in this game of life, you created your own people who would be basically creating challenges for you. Why you did all of this? So that you can feel hero in your own life, so that you could bring out your own heroism. This is fancy, isn't it? It's so nice for me right now as I'm talking to you and expressing all of these things that I go through and I observe in my day-to-day living. But in the moment, the heat of the moment is so strong that you just get swayed away and you feel, oh, why are they acting like that? Why is she acting like that? Why is he acting like that? Because you're too much centered on that character I, the I of me, this me, the personality. And when you come back and you just question, who am I, like Ramna Maharishi says, you just do the inquiry to who this I is, which is feeling good or bad, which feels they are my friend and they are my enemies, which feels that, well, I belong to this place, and the next moment you say, this is ridiculous place, which says one moment they are great people, and the next moment you say they are ridiculous people. One moment you say, this is a nice place to work, and next moment you say, why did I land up here? Right? So it's all the game of the mind. And the same mind would tell you world is beautiful and you're so lucky to be alive. And next moment you might feel, what is the point of all of this? Life is so meaningless. So who do you really trust? just be quiet and just wait it out and just watch it. Because in the moment when you are tested and when life brings you an opportunity to act, you might get just loaded with tons of energy, say, wow, I'm going to show this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And that's a lot of energy that rushes through your body. So you might feel unpleasant. But you just need to get it out. So you indulge into a lot of action. You do lots of work. You do a lot of workout. You go for a run. You go for a lot of whatever work that you want to do. But after a while, you think that, but so what? Is it always the external that should motivate me? Is it always that I should be motivated because somebody else threw garbage on you? Or is that because, well, probably I also want to do something on my own? And you want to create some beauty in this world because deep down inside everybody knows that they will die, and you just do not want to make your life a waste in which you are just going to work, you are just getting your salary and you're just paying your bills till you do this forever, you get old and die. What a waste of a life. And everybody's doing the same thing. Unless you see somebody like David Goggins and your eyes open up and you say, wow, I want to be like that. You just want to really feel more alive into what you do. And also, you cannot just keep on watching somebody else do whatever they are doing and keep on drawing from their inspiration, because at certain point in time, when you have seen thousands of videos on YouTube and you read so many books and you just get so tired, you want to just be with yourself and just with your own self. When I say, you just want to shut down everything, all the people, all the things on the internet, every single noise outside of you, you just want to keep quiet. You just want to stay silent. And when you have kept all of those things outside of you, then you feel your mind starting to act. And you see how crazy your mind is, which will just bring about all the unnecessary delusional fears, which is not even real. So what you do is you just take that fear and zoom it to a much larger extent and know that in the end you would die, and so would everybody die. So at that point, start living that way from now on, so that others' opinions, thoughts, or their actions does not affect you at all. And more than that, it's about you not coming in your own way. And also take all of this, like, you need to learn to live in a light way. You do not want to just waste away trying to be over ambitious, because you also want to enjoy life if you can. That's it for now. Have a great day, my friend. Bye. I'll see you in the next one.